It's Time Warner Cable's Local Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. Our guest today is Curren Price. Curren's a member of the California State Senate, and I want to speak with you about high-speed rail. It has become a lightning rod, if I may use that term. Really kind of two different views are competing. You know, a progressive view, now's the time to do it. The conservative view, it's government overspending. What's your sense?
Well, my take is that it is time. This is a multi-billion-dollar infrastructure project.
Well, that begs the question. I mean, when the voters passed it in 2008, it was supposed to be what, 35 billion?
Well, you know, whatever.
Now
the bigger picture is
billion?
it's a national vision, and the president certainly hopes to have a portion, a significant portion of about a quarter, I think, is the goal over the next 10 years. California is a major part of that, and so. There are those who want to say we shouldn't do it, we don't need it, but that's what they said about the interstate highway system, you know, about all great projects.
But I'm wondering, if you think about high-speed rail, and we may need it. I mean, you think about there's high-speed rail, in effect, from Washington to Providence, Rhode Island. We have nothing from here to San Francisco. But if we're spending on high-speed rail through bonds, through debt, what about higher education? I mean, is it taking money away from things that are being cut today?
Well, that's a good point, and I think it's certainly going to be competing with things that other cuts are going to have to be made. And just like we need to make an investment in our education, and I'm certainly not in favor of making those cuts, I think we also have to make investments in the infrastructure. This is a prime kind of a project that can, and I don't think it's going to be all high-speed rail. It's certainly going to be some mix, as the most recent plans have suggested.
Right, the blended
integrating
approach.
And blending an approach. But I think it's the kind of forward thinking that we have to do, and that we can do, and it can be a real stimulus for the small business community, which is my interest.
And let's talk about that a bit, because in order to get certain federal funds, I think $3 billion or more, a little bit more, the state needs to pass a measure that would bond about $2.7 billion. The governor is asking the legislature to do that, but even Democrats are a little queasy about moving forward with that. How do you feel?
You know, we haven't really fully vetted it yet. It's proposals on the table. The rail authority is going through some reorganization, as you know.
No doubt.
The governor has made some appointments that have been, I think, very significant in helping to turn the agency around and putting it in the direction so that it makes sense. And I think as these plans are evaluated, we'll have to look hard at them.
There are moves by certain members of the legislature, Doug LaMalfa, one of your colleagues, to put this issue back on the ballot and ask voters yet again, do you want high-speed rail? He does not want it. What can you tell us about that move? Is there any steam behind it?
Well, I think it's really a diversionary tactic. You know, I don't think people want to revisit that. They certainly want to see where we're going forward. The idea of putting on the ballot to repeal it, I think, is not going to gain steam.
So, talk to us about the mood in Sacramento over this very issue. It does seem, I've been there recently, it seems fairly contentious. It seems that it's become highly partisan. Most Democrats support it, if not all. Most Republicans oppose it, if not all.
Well, I think it is most. There's no unanimity, you know, either on the Dem side or no total opposition on the Republican side. But people are looking at it. And they're looking at it in the context of the other budget realities that we have.
I got to ask you, the current U.S. Secretary of Transportation, Ray LaHood, is a Republican, a member of the U.S. House of Representatives, well-liked by Republicans and Democrats. He is a huge supporter of this high-speed rail project. Can he speak with his Republican colleagues in the State House to get them to move on this?
Yeah, you know, I think there probably have been some efforts to do that, but the animus is such that I think there's an effort to scuttle this project because it's perceived as the president's project.
But you got a Republican transportation secretary ready to go.
I agree, and unfortunately we just need to persuade those in the House.
Well, there you have it. His name is Curren Price, member of the California State Senate. My name is Brad Pomerance. Thanks for watching Time Warner Cable's Local Edition.